There are two aspects to breeding that will have an influence on ensuring the safe handling of cattle, namely selecting breeding animals that have good temperament and having a tightly managed calving pattern. There are many benefits from a well-organised calving pattern. In a spring calving herd, the season should be no longer than 3 months.
The first message that I'd have for suckler farmers is to have a well-organised setup. By that I mean that in terms of the breeding season, that they'd have a good compact calving pattern. 2 to 3 months is what we'd recommend for spring calving herd. And that'll mean that that'll minimise the amount of time that the bull has to spend with the herd. So you're not going to have a situation where stock bull is with the herd all year round, that it's confined to a certain period. And then after that, any jobs that have to be done throughout the year, to be done to the calves and so on, or to the cows, it means you're dealing with a uniform bunch. So you're doing jobs at the right time and the time they should be done. And that minimises the chances of accidents happening, and it's in everybody's interest and the safety of everybody that happens. The other thing that I would always recommend to farmers is that when they're selecting breeding stock, that they'd always select quiet breeding stock, especially if you're selecting them from within your own herd. Make sure that you're selecting daughters of docile cows. And cows that have bad temperament problems, especially at calving, should be culled. So that over a period of time you should end up with a quiet herd of cows, hopefully most of them bred from within the herd. And then if some have to be brought in from outside, that you should try and select them for temperament when you're bringing them in. And with regard to selecting stock bulls, that you make use of the figures that are there. With ICBF have figures that are available there on docility of bulls, and that should be used when selecting at purchase time. So they're the sort of messages that I would be hoping that's the first thing that suckler farmers will be thinking about.
When selecting stock for breeding, use the information that is available on temperament. The star ratings that are available from the Irish Cattle Breeding Federation give a good indication of the genetic background of animals regarding docility. Animals are rated from 1 to 5, with 5 stars being the highest rating.
There is a range in docility from good to poor across all the breeds. So now when you actually go to a bull sale and you want to buy a bull, you can see a ranking for docility on a star system from 1 to 5 for that bull, both within the breed, but also across all breeds. When we look at AI sires now, and we look at 1-star sires versus 5-star sires, there's about a 10% increase in unacceptable docility in the 1-star animals. So what that's indicating is that the 5-star animals are actually breeding quieter cattle. So there are temperament issues across all the breeds. Every breed has some very good bloodlines for improving docility. It's very important that farmers are very conscious about the scores that they actually give to their weanlings when they're recording them at the end of the year, because that information is being used, and what it could do is help save the life of a farmer. Most of the injuries that occur to farmers or deaths are related to mature animals. As regards a docility evaluation, we're the only ones in the world that can actually evaluate bulls across breeds, evaluate all animals across breed, and using farm recorded information. So certainly I would say it has a very important part to play in improving safety with cattle.
It is important that farmers accurately fill the docility ratings when completing forms for the Suckler Welfare Scheme, as this will be of great benefit in the future in selecting breeding stock with good temperament. Have a well-organised calving pattern, cull any animals with temperament problems, and use the information that is available from the Irish Cattle Breeding Federation when selecting breeding stock.